This is CBS 47 Eyewitness News this morning in high definition.
Good morning. It is 6:31 on this Wednesday morning. I'm Alex Backus. Glad you're with us. We continue following the very latest out of Santa Barbara County today, where search and rescue efforts continue at this hour after several deadly mudslides. We now know at least 15 people have died. Nearly 20,000 others have been ordered to evacuate. Trees and shrubs that formed a natural barrier against mudslides were destroyed in those recent wildfires.
It sounded like a freight train coming down the hill. You know, you could hear these boulders rolling down.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the whole house was shaking.
I panicked. I mean, they were both asleep, and I was in my boots, and I just said, "There's mud in the driveway. There's mud in the driveway."
Our fence is screwed. Our garage is under mud. It's a nightmare.
Yeah, at least 50 people were rescued by helicopters in that area, and this morning several others are still missing. The good news is that the rain has passed. That system's kind of moved to our east. Anthony is tracking that, and our forecaster in the valley.
Yeah, we saw a great deal of rain across the Central Valley. The big problem along the coastline was we saw the area such a small period of time, short period of time, really get hammered with rain. So we'll show you live pinpoint Doppler radar. We showed that 101 shutdown during the show yesterday morning. You could see the stretch of Santa Barbara much quieter out there now, and the same thing for the Los Angeles area. All those areas, of course, we saw experiencing issues with the mudslide problems there. Along with foothills, we were watching in the Central Valley, which seemed to be okay here for us. Cloudy skies out this morning for you, and conditions will stay dry. That's going to be the situation. No active alerts in the Fresno area, but folks, we do have a dense fog advisory that's been issued into the Kern County area. So if you're making the trip to Vegas or Los Angeles today over the 5 or 58, keep that in mind. You're going to deal with some fog. Dense fog advisory staying in place through 4 p.m. For us this afternoon. So we'll keep an eye on that, and could see that extended into our region, but right now visibility looks good. I think tonight could be a totally different situation, though, tonight into tomorrow morning's commute. Stay with us. We'll talk much more about what you can expect weather-wise for the next several days coming up.
All right, Anthony, thank you. We're also following developing news out of Fresno County at this hour, where a neighborhood is flooded after a canal overflowed this morning. Let's get out to Joey Horta. He's live at that scene tracking the latest for us. Joey, good morning.
Yeah, those details keep coming in, Alex. Good morning to you. We've got a construction project that is going on right here on Locan. There is a bridge that's being built here, and you can see that the road is closed off for that. We caught up with one of the construction workers here who, when I asked him, did this have anything to do with the flooding in this area this morning, and he said yes. He did not want to talk on camera about this situation, but basically what happened is homeowners say that they've been seeing pumps being used to pump water around this bridge to get around this project so that the floods don't happen. Well, unfortunately, they say that they were not hearing those pumps running at the time that this happened. So that may be a cause of this, at least that's what they believe. And so the water just went right over the canal, flowed right into their homes. There are several homes that are impacted by this. You're looking now at live pictures of one of the homes where the water was all the way up to the man's knees, he said. You can see him walking into the front door now. They want to talk about it. He's not happy, as you can imagine. His home completely saturated inside this morning. His 90-something-year-old grandmother who lives there with him made it out okay. Everyone else did as well. But a lot of people dealing with some serious consequences here of the financial cost of this flood that is going to have to be fixed. We just saw also a horse trailer show up. There is a horse stable here in this neighborhood. It's called The Ranch, just off of Shields and Locan, a little subdivision, which is County Island, it looks like. And they're trying to get those horses out there in the water right now. So if you walk down this street that's flooded, it's about knee-high for most folks. Big mess out here. The good news is, though, that we're told the water has stopped flowing over that river bank, that canal bank, I should say. Here's what one of the homeowners we talked to that is told to us this morning.
And I heard some water kind of like making a gurgling sound, and I got up to see what it was, and when I got up, there was everything was flooded.
And they believe, again, that led to the flooding, the water going right over the canal bank because of this construction project. We're still waiting to hear from the construction company officially on exactly what may have happened here. We're live in Fresno. Joey Horta, CBS 47 Eyewitness News.
All right, Joey, thanks for that update. Now that the rain is gone this morning, the cleanup just getting started here in the valley. Alan Hoffman with the Fresno Metropolitan Flood Control District joining us in studio. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Happy to have you this morning,
Well,
Alan. So bright and early. You know, it's great to see rain, but sometimes we do get some issues with it. What kind of issues do you guys typically see?
So we see on the first big rain of the year, generally the leaves have all fallen, and usually it's just that the leaves go into our drainage inlets that take the water off the streets, and they plug, and it will cause a lot of localized flooding.
Okay, and sometimes that can even cause pollution to groundwater, right?
Well, if people leave trash or have changed their oil or have an oil leak on their car, all that gets washed down into the storm drains and into our basins, and our basins recharge into the groundwater, and so it could cause pollution of our groundwater supply.
Okay, so now that this system, this first one kind of has passed along, what can residents do this morning to help you guys?
So if they do see plugged inlets, obviously it's as easy as taking a rake and trying to get the leaves off in front of the inlet. That's what my crews and teams are doing, and the City of Fresno street crews are usually just trying to clean the debris from the streets. But they can also just be protective of not spraying herbicides on their lawn right before it rains, and doing other things to try to keep trash out of our storm drainage system and out of the street.
Something we always look for during, you know, when we get these heavy rains all at once, it seems, is just that localized flooding. Sometimes you drive and you end up seeing how deep the water can be. If people are seeing issues in their neighborhood or somewhere they are today, can they report those to you?
Oh yeah, they can call our office. We certainly have field teams that are out looking for those kinds of problems, and the City of Fresno has a call line also. So either of our agencies would react to try to get those flooding problems taken away and get rid of them.
Yeah. Well, and you have such a large area to watch over. You guys are so busy during this time of year.
Yeah, this is a very busy time, moving water around between basin to basin into the canal systems, or just making sure that we take the water out of the community before it causes problems.
All right. Anything else you would like residents to know ahead of maybe the next system we're getting in?
Just to, you know, make sure that they're they pick up trash and get rid of, you know, oil that might have spilled, put the little absorbent stuff down and sweep it up instead of letting it wash into our streets and causing problems. Just
keep it clean, and we can prevent issues from happening. Alan Hoffman joining us. Thank you for being here this morning.
Well, thank you.
Some good tips to know. All right, it's 6:38 now. Check this out. All this rain is good news for Valley farmers after a very dry December. Fresh dew on peach trees is a sigh of relief for farmer John Chandler. Moisture is key to a healthy harvest season.
Having good moisture in the ground really sets up the whole orchard for a much better environment and growth. When the tree starts to grow, when it starts to put flowers out, if you have moisture in the ground, it's just better off for the tree, and we're going to be in a better situation going into the growth season.
Farmers also keeping an eye on what's happening up in the mountains, where the snowpack will add to the valley's water supply, helping farmers throughout the rest of the year.